Alright, welcome in. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I had to get something to drink. I'm going to test having my mic just a little bit quieter tonight. I'm paranoid, but with the Elgato mic, there's like notches you can turn for the gain. And I could never remember if I had it set to 4 or 5. And it's been on 5 a lot more recently, and I've noticed with some of the clips I've been making, it's just coming in just a little too loud. At least to me. But if it feels like I'm quiet and someone says something, I'll just turn it back up. But yeah, we're gonna see how this works. But welcome in, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. I am very excited to start this new case, this last case. I told this to my friend. She's like, well, there's the Apollo games, but that's technically a continuation because it's the same timeline. It just, with the way the developers made these games, this was intended to be the last Ace Attorney game, period. So I kind of view it that way in a way. Plus, I don't know when I'm going to get to the Apollo games. Hopefully sometime this summer. So yeah, in a way, this kind of does feel like the last case for me, and it's kind of sad. But yeah, let's go ahead and, yeah, it's the finale for now. Also, welcome in, Katrina. Also, I do have a new emote. I was like, should I pin this? We'll pin it. I'm pretty happy how it turned out. My little taking notes emote. It's very cute. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started, because I kind of want to actually see real quick. Trials and Tribulations. This is case 5. I'm hoping I can just briefly glance at how many parts there are to this. Okay. There's 2. Okay. Looks like the final, how there's like investigation, trial. The last part of the trial, there is a part 3. That alone tells me everything I need to know. That, whoops, I did not mean to bring tits back up. That alone tells me that, this one's gonna be longer, so I would like to just get started. And same thing with the audio for this. If this isn't loud enough or if it's too loud, definitely let me know. Because having to switch back and forth between this and Zelda, it's kind of a lot. This is loud for me, but I also have my headset blaring. That's probably why. Speaking of which, I killed my first Lionel on stream Sunday night, and it was a little rough. But all day yesterday, I was like, I'm going to learn how to do this properly. And I slayed like a dozen of them. I'm quite proud of myself. So I think when I get back to it on Saturday, I'm going to show you guys how it's done. I have it down to like a science. And they're actually quite easy now that I've figured out how to dodge things properly. Shichishido, the treasured Korean village heirloom, whose name means 7-branched sword. I wonder if this is going to be with Pearl's mom. We haven't got back to her yet. It is said that the sacred sword represents life itself. Not Mia. Though the branches may appear to be infinite, the choice is limitless. Like our destinies, the sword comes to but one end, one merciless point. Not that bitch, I hate her. And when the silver cord, the fragile thread that binds us to this world, is severed, the illusion is revealed and the implacability of fate is finally laid bare. Who is that? I wonder if that's, what's her name? Misty Faye, I think. Hey, Nick. Yeah, what is it? You know how I've got spiritual powers unlike you? Sure. You are a spirit medium after all. But just like you, if I don't keep my powers sharp, they get dull, right? I guess so, yeah. Glad you agree. Okay, Pearly, you're up. Pearls? Oh, it's been so long since we've seen pearls. So that's why we need to go on a special spiritual hotspot tour, Mr. Nick. Huh? I'm lost. What's this magazine you're shoving in my face? It's the New Year's issue of... Oh, Cult! Winter Spiritual Location Special. Oh. Pearls looks so happy. Maximize your spiritual powers with just one night of intensive training. Oh, it sounds too good to be true. Well, it has cult in the name. I don't know that I would, trust that, per se. Yeah, sketchy. I'll say it sounds more like a scam to me. It's at a spiritual retreat called Hazakura Temple. It's way up in the mountains, and I bet it's nice and cold. Just perfect for training. Now I definitely don't want to go. You know, I think I've heard of this temple before. It's a famous channeling dojo. It's hard for even real spirit mediums like us to make reservations up there. Reservations for a temple? Are you serious? Don't worry, I've already made special reservations just for us. Yeah, and I signed up for the special course. That's nice, and the timing couldn't be better. Since we don't have a case right now anyway. I'm sure we will. Alrighty then, it's settled. Well, come on, don't just stand there. Start packing your stuff. Yes, Mr. Nick, you better start packing your stuff. Huh? Me? Why do I have to go? Well, we have to be accompanied by someone over 20 years old. Hey, I don't have anything to do with spirit power. The only thing I can channel is a TV. So, is there a heated pool at this Hazakura temple? No, but you can stand under a freezing waterfall. Sorry, but I think I'll pass. I hate cold places. What? No way. How can you be so selfish? Come on, Mr. Nick, look at this place. Doesn't it look beautiful? Nope, not going. I'm gonna be nice and toasty at home. What the? It's hard to see, but in that picture, that looks like Dahlia. Let me see that magazine. Oh my god, that's her. That has to be her. This nun. Is she a friend of yours or something, Nick? Is that really snow? I mean, that sounds ignorant of me. I know, like, in the Northeast, they got, like, hit with, like, a winter storm. It's just weird, because it's, like, we're almost into April, but I forget in other parts of the continent get cold. Like, it's getting hot here. So welcome in, Kibo. This girl, it's... My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence. She did not get out of prison, did she? Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? You disgust me. Oh, that's his ex-girlfriend, too. I forgot about that. So Phoenix is, like, looking at someone that he knew from, like, the past. She was found guilty and should still be in prison. I'll go. Oh, God. Huh? Hazakura Temple. I said I'll go. Yay. Isn't that great, Pearly? Yes. Oh, thank you, Mr. Nick. You'd do anything for Mystic Maya, right? Even walk over burning coals, right? Oh, cult! Doesn't sound weird at all. Dahlia Hawthorne. I knew there was no way she could possibly be at that temple, but I just had to be... The localization. I just had to be C for myself? I think B just shouldn't be there. I just had to see for myself who this nun really was. That did happen years ago. What if she got out of prison somehow? It's so cold here, Nick. Maybe you should put on something warmer for a change. Well, it's supposed to be cold. It's training. Achoo. Her teeth are chattering so loudly it's all I can do to make out what she's saying. Wow, Mystic Maya. So this is the famous Hazakura temple. Yeah, I only noticed it, I mean, not even really translation errors, but like spelling errors in the second and third games. Or like just like words that shouldn't be there. Pearly, well, well, well. Oh, look at her. How nice to see you here. Welcome to our temple. Oh, thank you. Oh, my. Thank you for coming all this way. Come now. You must have been cold. What's with the past tense? We were freezing into human popsicles. Well, we are high up in the mountains after all. In any case, we shouldn't speak here. Please follow me inside. Thank you. I was starting to think I would... Oh, yes. I almost forgot to introduce myself. I'm the head nun here at the temple. My name is Bikini. Bikini Bottom? Bikini? That's right. Actually, that's my temple name. What do you think? It's a tradition to have one, and I wanted something that has a nice image to it. Oh my god. So I thought, why not choose a bikini? Besides, it makes me seem younger. Oh, it certainly does. Oh, I signed up for your special course. Well, my. Quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel. Well, we've already done that. Reckless. Wahaha. Maybe you should take it easy tonight, Mystic Maya. We can come back another day. But you went through all that trouble. Yes, that's right. You've come all this way, so please enjoy yourselves. There's still time before supper, so why don't you have a look around? I don't... So what's a channeling dojo anyway? Oh, my. You don't even know that? Forgive him, sister, for he knows not what he is saying. Well. Just call me Bikini and forget that sister part. A channeling dojo is basically a spiritual power training ground. We have special holy items prepared here to help people boost their spiritual power. Holy items? If you train an entire evening surrounded by these items, it's quite mysterious. The spiritual power of these items seems to envelop you. Wow, she must have just gotten off the trolley from the land of make-believe. So what exactly is the special course? You must be incredibly devoted to be interested in that at such a young age. It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant a spell. 30,000 times, all while being showered in freezing cold spirit water. Eh? It's February now, right? You have to be careful this time of the year. If you don't watch it, you'll catch pneumonia, or maybe even die of hypothermia. So be careful, you hear? She's like Wario. How am I supposed to be careful? Oh no, I knew I shouldn't have signed Mystic Maya up for this. Sister, about this picture. Well, look at that. I must say I look rather divine here, don't you think? Oh, yeah, unforgettable in every way. You mean it? Oh, I knew it. The makeup was pretty tough, but Iris helped me out. Iris? The cute little girl in the photo. She looks just like me, doesn't she? So she just changed her name to another type of flower, basically, is what I'm getting. We're just a small temple here, so she and I run the entire place. Really? That kind of sounds like... Sorry to cut in, but this Iris, where is she right now? Oh, just listen to you. You haven't come all the way up here just to find a girlfriend, have you? Well, she's an ex-girlfriend. Not Pearl giving us the glare. No, that's not what I had in mind at all. Anyway, Iris is in the inner temple preparing for this evening. Inner temple. Yes, that's right. Iris will be back this evening. I think Pearl was glaring at us because she really wants us to marry Maya. So she's in the inner temple, huh? Man, though, like, if that actually is her, we have had 3 cases in this game dealing with this lady, and I hate her. The main hall. I think it's even colder in here. Ah, Mr. Nick, do you smell that? It smells like meat and gravy. Yeah, you're right. I guess it's pot roast for tonight. Yum. Weird. I thought they would serve something a little more, well, traditional. What are you talking about, Nick? You think monks and nuns just sit around eating rice gruel all the time? You hate her because you want her. Well, I don't know. I just think if you're gonna be a villain, at least own your villainy. There's something about her. I don't know. I hope there's mashed potatoes too. I love mashed potatoes. Ha ha ha, what a cute little acolyte. Okay, that's someone else. Greetings to all of you. Oh, hello. She looks like, okay, I've never played, Elden Ring, but she looks like that one boss from Elden Ring. The moon boss? Or a black mage, yeah. Or like, what's the one from Yu-Gi-Oh? This lady makes Maya look like a 6.8 out of 10 on the weirdness scale. Your outfit. Did you come here for the special course too? Ha ha ha. Unfortunately, no. Actually, I'm... Ah. You're Ms. Elise? What's that word? Donum? Donum? Denim? Elise Donum? I know there was a pun there somewhere. Yes, that's right. You know of me. My name is Pearl Faye. I'm your biggest fan. Who is she, Nick? I see it now. Zavari, a fortune teller. Oh, we're not doing that, are we? I've got all your books, Ms. Dunham. Ah, what a sweet thing to say. And please, call me Elise. Books? Mr. Nick, don't you know anything? Don't you even know who she is? Well, an author, maybe? Yes, and an illustrator of picture books. So she's more of a pictomancer, but she also has a book, so she's kind of like a scholar, too. Now I get it. I'm sorry I didn't know who you are. I don't get a lot of chances to really enjoy picture books. It's alright, I take no offense to that. My books are nothing but simple stories for children. And really beautiful pictures too, Miss Lise. Your books always make me feel as if my heart has been purified. I swear to God, if this lady breaks Pearl's heart, it makes me feel very happy to hear you say that. I do have to admit, she certainly seems like a kind, sensitive lady. Ms. Elise won an award last year for her book, The Magic Bottle. Yes, a friend of mine secretly submitted a story I had written to a publisher. Thank you, Kivo. They liked it so much that they asked if it was alright to make it into a book. I do, yeah. This would be like the, this originally came out on the Game Boy Advance, but, like, sprite graphics, that would have fitted more. Like, if this wasn't, like, the remake. Maybe I should try to write a children's book, too. If I do, you can secretly send it to a publisher for me, Nick. Recently, I've accepted a sort of apprentice, you might say. An apprentice. He calls himself Laurice. Laurice Denham. Laurice and Elise. I believe he's off doing some landscape sketches now. On Laurice's behalf as well, I'd like to thank you for your support. We do have an ad starting in about a minute. Of course, Ms. Elise, anything for you. Haha. Why is everyone here laughing all the time? Why did you come to Hazakura Temple, Ms. Elise? Are you here to do some spiritual training? Haha, no, that's not it. I'm actually here to gather materials for a new book I'm working on. Well, what is everyone here nervous about? I guess because it's a cult? I can't wait to read it. Pearls is completely taken with her. I wanted to do a book with a more Japanese feel to it this time. So is that why you're dressed like you are? The children have a certain image of me in their minds. I don't want to disappoint them. What can I say? She's really a sweet lady. Wow, Miss Elise, you're dressed up like a mountain nun. Yes, the good people here were kind enough to let me borrow this. I'm wearing training clothes underneath my robe as well. I want a staff like that. You like the crystal sphere? It's a real amethyst, you know. Maybe we'll find one like that up here on this mountain. Good luck, Nick. I know you'll find me one. God, please. Well, you'll have to excuse me now. I have to go help with the dinner preparations. Wow, you mean you're cooking dinner tonight? That's right. Would you like to help too, Pearl? Yes, I want to help with whatever I can. Rose looks like she just won the lottery. Oh, I'll help too then. No, it's fine. Please don't worry about it. Feel free to relax and explore the area with your friend. But... Oh yes, please take this. I think it will be of help to you. I don't know. I don't like the idea of Pearl getting separated, because when Maya got separated last game, it did not go well. It's a map of the area. We wouldn't want you to get lost now, would we? This looks like... This is the bridge. Yeah, that's the bridge. That's where the, what's-her-face jumped off the bridge. On purpose. She jumped off the bridge on purpose. Looks like they fixed it. The inner temple. There it is on the other side of the bridge. Interesting. Well, if you insist, I guess we'll take this chance to go check out the other temple. I bet that's going to come into play. I'll see you two later then. Remember, you're not allowed to fight. Come on, Nick, let's go. At least we'll stay warm if we keep moving. Interesting, interesting. Huh? Where did Sister Bikini go? I guess she went to the inner temple to go help with that other nun out. If I was a nun, I also would want to be Sister Bikini. Oh, right. I think her name is Iris. Yeah, that was it. I want to find out who Iris really is, but I'm scared of what I'll find. Let me fix my model. Every time I, like, move in my chair, I have to, like, adjust things. So I'm not, like, leaning. It's kind of hard. There we go. That'll be fine. Oh, God. This is creepy. This is the bridge, though. I'm almost positive. Yeah, Dusky Bridge. Wow, look at this broken down old bridge, Nick. Yeah, and look at that big canyon below us. Hey, there's a river down there. It looks like it's flowing real fast. What's wrong, Nick? You look like you've seen a ghost. I'm just not very good with heights. Oh, hey, I've got it. Maybe you should face your fear and try hurling yourself off the edge? You know, 1, 2, 3, jump? It might be just what you need to get over your fear of heights. Yeah, death is a real good way to overcome phobias, alright. Anyway, it sure looks like a rickety bridge. Can't argue there. That's probably why it's called Dusty Bridge. Read it again, Maya. It says Dusky Bridge. Well, it's practically the same thing. Anyway, the inner temple is just up ahead, right? So let's go and check it out. Ugh, why isn't there another way across? And I don't think he doesn't know about Maya's case. Or, Mia's case. Because that was like a flashback before she met him. I can't believe there's a public phone here. Who would ever use it? The people who live here, I guess. I doubt they have any real phones here. Yeah, but it took like 20 minutes to walk here from the main hall. It would have been smarter of them to build the main hall here, don't you think? Maybe you should work on channeling someone who makes logical sense, Maya. I was shocked when I was at the airport that there's even still payphones. I mean, I don't think anyone uses them anymore, but still. Some letters are engraved into a roughly cut boulder. D-U-S-T-Y bridge, huh? It says Dusky. Dusky Bridge, okay? Come on, Nick, take a look at that bridge and tell me it's not supposed to be dusty. That sign is obviously wrong, and I'm gonna fix it. Now give me a pencil. Do I look like a pencil holder to you? The way I know she would actually do that, too. Whoa, that bridge was shaking like jello in an earthquake. And at least half of the wood on that rickety bridge was rotting, I bet. Not to mention the last part only had like one board left on it. What's wrong with you? Your face is all green. Can you not pick on me for a second? I'm still trying to get over the shock that we made it safely across that death trap. Yeah, I guess I'm a bit surprised too. Yikes, that temple is in bad shape. It looks like it could collapse at any time. I don't see a temple. I guess people don't use it too often. Is this really where you're going to train tonight? That has to be it. It's kind of creepy around here, like a ghost might jump out at you or something. Spirit medium afraid of ghosts? Isn't it ironic, don't you think? And it isn't ironic. Okay. Looks like someone got through, like, a side way here. Half-opened gate. That's practically a welcome mat. Yeah, except the sign on here says no entry. Nick. Rules are made to be broken, you know? It's like rain on your wedding day. I love Alanis Morissette. You expect a lawyer to go along with that? Oh, come on. You're such an old lady sometimes. Let's just go. I had an ex-boyfriend that, in high school, I mean, I'm talking every day I would go to his house. Every day we had to listen to Jagged Little Pill. Front to back, beginning to end. Every song from that album is lasered into my brain, okay? I'm not kidding. It was every day, over and over and over and over again. Now, this was, I think I was in 11th grade, and he was in 10th grade, I think. I can't remember. Don't blame it on me when Sister Bikini puts a curse on you. It was that album. It was Jewel, Pieces of, I think her album was called Pieces of You. Whatever her like first big album was, we had to listen to that constantly. And then Celine Dion. So I guess aside from Jewel, it was a lot of, yeah, it was a lot of Canadian icons. 2 Canadian icons. Oh, you were in grade 5. Oh, I thought you were just assuming for me. I was like, no, no, no. I mean, okay. Here's the thing, though. I mean, that came out in the 90s. Like, that was not the album of the time when we were listening to it. He just, like, loved Alanis Morissette. And I do, too. I feel like it was, like, forced upon me, but I do love her. Now you've got me scared. Let's just forget about it, okay? So that's the inner temple up ahead, huh? It looks kind of run down. Well, it wouldn't be very temple-like if it was all bright and shiny. So you're training here tonight, huh? Yep, then everyone will see me, or see my spiritual powers. Oh. Who was that? Sounds like your stomach wants to show off its digestive powers instead. I wonder if that roast is ready yet. Alright, I get it. She's hungry. This looks like a prison. What the... Man, look at this place. It's just a tiny, freezing cold room. So this is where you'll both be training, huh? Huh? What do you mean both? I'm the only one. Really, but I thought... Pearlie's just a little kid. She couldn't handle this kind of intense training. So says the girl who I can barely hear over her teeth chattering. Anyway, the real training room must be behind that door over there. Yep, definitely getting the feeling it's back there. Even I can sense that there's something supernatural about the cavern behind that door. No. No. Ma'am, that nun hat is not fooling me. Excuse me, but who are you? Ah, you're... Hi there. We're just looking around since we're going to be staying here tonight. How did she get out of prison? Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. I wonder why she's spaced out like that, don't you, Nick? Did you say something, Maya? Not you too, Nick. Hi, my name is Iris. I'm one of the nuns here at this temple. I'm Maya Fey. It's a pleasure to meet you. The pleasure is mine. Oh, or please excuse me. I have some, chores to attend to. She sure is beautiful. And a bit spacey, I guess. I guess she's just not used to talking with urban sophisticates like us. Nick, that girl, it can't be, but... Oh, it is. It 100% is. A hanging scroll. It doesn't... Oh. Ah. Ah! What is it? Why did you scream like that? This scroll... It's my mother. What? So that's Misty Fey? Yeah, it's Misty Fey, the master of the Korean School of Channeling. Yeah, that was the nurse case. Because, like... She ended up being found not guilty from the first case with Mia. Then the second case where we were defending Phoenix, which was still like 5 or 6 years ago, she was found guilty, but she must have got out. I wonder. And maybe we don't know, like maybe there was a retrial or something. You think he would have known about that, though. That crest at the top of the scroll, that's the special mark of the master of our tradition. So that's what the mark means. Or she escaped, you know, illegally. What is it? Nothing. It's just that I last saw her over 15 years ago. Oh my god, you would have been like 4. If it wasn't for that crest, I wouldn't even have known it was her. My own mother. And I can't even recognize her face. Maya. It's definitely a little odd. I wonder if she's here. Look at this antique dresser. I wonder if there's anything valuable inside. Let's have a look. Nothing. Just a bunch of clothes. Hey, Nick. Huh. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking. Oh, about Iris, I bet. Looks like you've been bitten by the love bug, Nick. No. No. Yeah, I know. I feel like... I mean, I'm sure we'll find out why. But yeah, Phoenix is kind of himbo-brained. The actual training area must be on the other side of this door. I wonder what it's like. Phooey, it's locked. Come on, Nick. You know you want to open it for me. I can't. You've been in kind of a bad mood lately, haven't you, Nick? Zavari, I know what it is. I-R-I-S. Iris and Nick sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. That door doesn't look like it has a lock on it. It looks like you just pull the bar up and the door should just open. Right? It's a hanging wall scroll showing Maya's mother, Misty Fey. It's not that old. That crest at the top is the official mark of the master. I wonder if this temple has some sort of connection to the Fey family. I think it does, actually. Supposedly, it was founded by a branch family member of the Korean school. I'll have to ask Bikini in more detail when I get the chance. About Maya and the Fey family in general. We managed to make it across Dusty Bridge. Nick, you look green. Are you feeling all right? Hey, what's wrong with you? Ever since we met Sister Iris at the training hall, you've been really quiet. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, you, wait up. You think he's yelling at us? He must be. There's no one else around. Would you mind moving? You're standing right in my way. My God. Really? I know you. You're... Whoa, sorry. Gotta run. See ya. Larry is here? Wait a minute. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Larisse Donham. Liar, you're Larry. Your clothes may change, but you're still the Butts. Shut up. I'm Larisse, and I'm just here to do a sketch of Dusky Bridge. So it really is our Larry. Not that I get why he's pretending to be someone else. My God. So what are you doing with the last name Dunham? Well, I wanted to start over again with a clean slate. A clean slate? You remember, don't you, last time? The mask-to-mask case. After that, I started to realize I didn't like this guy known as Larry Butts. And that's when I came across it, the Book of Destiny. The Book of Destiny, do you mean? The Magic Bottle by Ms. Elise Dunham. It's so beautiful, so moving, so gentle. My heart felt cleansed. I was saved. Maybe I should buy a copy of the Magic Bottle. Wow, Larry would make a great book salesman. I really want to get that book now, too. She's the most wonderful person I've ever met. I'd follow her anywhere. Well, she certainly is a very elegant lady. You see, here's a photo I took of her in secret. She's kind of pretty there. I will give him that. Very witchy. That's a beautiful photo. You want a copy, don't you? It's okay, I just happen to have made extra prints. Although, wasn't her hair black? Still, it's kind of hard to imagine you as a picture book illustrator. So tell the truth, you must have some kind of ulterior motive, right? What are you talking about? I don't trust anyone anymore, especially not women. Talk about a bad case of denial. Anyway, can you even draw well enough to make a picture book? Art isn't only about technical skill, you know. It's also about having a pure heart. And that's why I'm asking. Can you draw well enough to make a whole book? Now that you mention it, I wonder. It looks like you still have some doubt in your heart. It's true, I do, but when I first saw her, I felt it. Something inside me ended and something else began. Oh, Larry, it sounds like you fall in love with Miss Elise Dunham. There's a different color there. No, you're wrong, it's not her, it's the other girl. Are you kidding me? I got a bad feeling about this. I wonder if we show her. Oh yeah, her, my little Iris. She's really pretty. This girl, she's perfect. She's exactly my type. I wonder if she would model for me. I want to draw a portrait of her. Portrait of a serial killer. Yeah, you always liked those model types, didn't you, Larry? Hey, wait a sec. Didn't you say you were swearing off women? Is the audio stuttering? It could be this song. Yeah, that's right. Of course I have. Oh, it's the game. Okay. I have, basically, but... Iris is different. I feel like I still have one chance left at the dream. This guy will never change. Everyone? Hey, Pearly. Dinner preparations are complete. If it's still doing it, let me know. I can probably, like, restart the scene or whatever. I'm not noticing it, though. It was the song, yeah. Okay. I'm going to go to the inner temple and call Sister Iris. I also want to have a look at where Mystic Maya is going to be training. I hope it was just them. I hate fixing audio issues. I really do. Oh wow, I didn't even click on that thing. It's like their Magatama. It's like a giant one. Are you sure it's alright to eat that much before your training? Well, this kind of training is a battle of endurance. Mystic Maya, please don't do anything that might put your health at risk. No pain, no gain, I guess. Ugh, I'm so worried about you. Well, 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 let's not dilly-dally, shilly-shally. You must get ready for tonight. Good luck, Maya. Alright, here I go. I'll see you all tomorrow, I guess. Iris, please ring the bell at 10 o'clock for lights out, alright? Yes, Sister Bikini. And then, after you ring the bell, I want you to come join us at the training hall. I understand, Sister Bikini. Oh, I guess Fortnite... Maybe it could have been the game, actually. I didn't know Fortnite was doing an update. Maybe that's what it was. I didn't think I had the game set to, like, auto update on my Switch, but okay. Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight? Well, if you'd like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. Really, I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading. Well then, would you like to practice reading with me? Ah, I'd love to. Pearls is absolutely smitten with Ms. Dunham. So Larry, what are you going to do? Me? Well, I'm just gonna hang out in my room. I can't stand the cold at all. I totally hear you there. Ms. Elise, so for example, how do you read this? It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word. Oh, okay, and what about this word? That's another tough one. It says roast. What kind of a book is she reading anyway? Well, I'm going to go wash the dishes and help clean up. I'll go visit you when I'm done, Ms. Elise. Did she mean like gravy roast? Well, not much to do except head to my room and huddle under the covers, I guess. Iris is gonna kill somebody. We know she's gonna kill somebody. It's a whole different type of cold up here in the mountains. Why couldn't the nearest bathroom be just a little closer to my room? Mr. Wright? Oh, Ms. Dunham, are you going to use the bathroom too? No, but have you seen Pearl? No, not since after dinner. I thought she said she was going to go to your room. I know, but she never showed up. I'm going to go look for her. Excuse me. I swear to God, if Iris did something to Pearl... A woman as mysterious in origin as her last name, but... The really mysterious one is... Oh. Ah, Sister Iris. Good evening. The really mysterious one is this girl. Are you on your way to the bathroom too, Mr. Wright? I can't let this chance pass me by. I should try to talk with her and maybe get some answers. Seems like she dyed her hair, but that's definitely her. Your sister Iris, right? Yes. So, when did you come to Hasakura Temple? I don't remember. Ever since I was a small child, the temple has been my home. So you've never left. Well, I don't have any family left to take care of me. Sister Bikini, I've come to think of her as my real mother, as it were. I see. But didn't you go to college? Maybe enroll in the Ivy University Literature Department? No, I never had an interest in going to a big university like that. My training is all the education I need. I see. But once in a while, when I get the chance, I make a trip to the nearby town. I can use a computer and a cell phone, too. That's not exactly something worth bragging about. But I don't see any Psyche logs. So I guess that means she's not lying. Please don't stare at me like that. What kind of place is this anyway? I heard it's for training to increase your spiritual power or something like that. It must seem awfully crazy to normal people like you. Well, I have to admit it is a whole different role up here. I'm glad to hear you say that. Huh? Talking with dead people, who does it help anyway? I hate it. Really? So then why stay in a place like this? Ah, is something wrong? I didn't realize it was so late. I have to go and ring the bell for lights out. I guess it's almost 10 now, huh? Mr. Wright, yes? If it's alright with you, I would like you to have this. But this is your hood. It has the power to protect you from evil spirits. Come to think of it, Sister Bikini was wearing one of these too. I pray for your safety on this dark, cold night. I'm sorry, but I must bid you good night. Wait a minute, Sister Iris? Yes? Just now, you called me by my name. You said Mr. Wright. How did you know my name? I never introduced myself to you. That's... Sister Iris, please tell me the truth. You and I, have we ever met before? There would be 5. Iris. Oh, it's almost 10. Perhaps we can speak again tomorrow? So my hunch was correct. She does know me. I'll have to try to talk with her again tomorrow. What the? That blood-curdling scream came from the courtyard. Is that her? Hazakura Temple Courtyard. That scream, I'm sure it came from around here. Ah, someone's there, on the ground. Ms. Dunham! I just stepped on something soft. Hey, don't step on my tummy like that. What are you doing lying there in the snow? I was passed out. What do you think? So that blood-curdling screams, you forget about that. Hurry up and call the police. Is there even a phone in the main hall? No, but we still get reception up here in the mountains. You must have a cell phone on you, right? I didn't bring it with me. Oh, you're useless. I mean, even Iris has a cell phone. We've got no choice. You'll have to use the public phone by Dusky Bridge. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Run as fast as you can. Yes, ma'am. If you don't hurry, Iris will what? It's farther than I thought. That bridge is just up ahead. I have to go tell Maya what happened to it. They set the bridge on fire? Oh. Dusky Bridge, it's burning down. Oh my god. What is going on? What are you doing here? What is it? Is it me? Don't scare me like that, Larry. I almost had a heart attack. My name isn't Larry, it's Clarice. Larry, hurry up and call the police. I'm going to the inner temple. Don't be stupid. The bridge is nothing but a burning wreck right now. Listen to me. There's been a murder here at Hazakura Temple. What? The murder might have fled across the bridge. I have to make sure Maya is safe. But please call the police. I've got to go. Get out of my way, Larry. It's too dangerous, Nick. Wait. I must have been crazy. I knew how dangerous it was, but I still went for it. Did he fall? Also, hi, Weakened even more by the fire, the rickety old bridge's planks snapped and gave way. And as I was swallowed by the eternal darkness that surrounded me, a final terrified scream rose up to pierce the frozen air of that harrowing night. Oh my god. And the break happened at the right time. Or at, I should say. For once. This is wild. And that's how Phoenix Wright died. Can you imagine? That's so sad. I mean, he didn't die, but, you know. So I'm gonna let some of this ad play out, and then we'll continue on. Don't know. I was checking to see where my dog was. Okay. Not the question marks. So she gave us that hood probably to change her identity. I mean, there's a reason behind why she did that. Because she's done that with the necklace before, too. Who could that be at this time of night? Yes, Edgeworth speaking. Edgy, get up. It's an emergency. Huh, Larry? Do you know what time it is? I said call the police, not call Edgeworth. It's not Larry, it's Larice Dunham. This is nothing more than a terrible nightmare. I'll just roll over and... Wait, don't hang up. It's an emergency. It's Nick. He took a really nasty spill. Well, it wouldn't be the first time, so... I'm not joking. His life is in danger. What? What happened? Tell me. Talk about a guy with bad luck. He may already be dead. Anyway, you've got to come back. You're the only one that can help. My Iris, my beautiful Iris, she needs help. Alright, I don't know what's going on, but I'll be there as soon as I can. I'm at the detention center. Please hurry. Did Larry get arrested? So he wasn't calling him from the bridge. It's been 1 year since I left that country. I thought I wouldn't have to see him again for a while. Sounds like it won't be a pretty reunion, as if I expected anything to change. Oh my god. February 8th, 2:19 p.m. You're late, Edgy. What took you so long? I don't want to hear it. I chartered a private jet to come as quickly as I could. Well, you should have chartered a faster one. Anyway, just listen. Something happened to Ms. Elise, and Nick is Maya, and Iris's bikini. Say something, Edgy. Before I came here, I stopped by the hospital and paid Wright a visit. I believe I have a better understanding of the situation than you at this point. The murder victim was the picture book author, Ms. Elise Dunham. She was found by Wright in the head nun. The suspect is the temple's younger nun. Then later, while Wright was crossing the bridge, it broke and he fell into the river. The hospital says that he'll need at least 2 days of bed rest. Yes, that's right, you got it. But they arrested her, my sweet little Iris. And here I was convinced he was the one the police had arrested. However, I still don't understand what these two items are for. What are you talking about? They're things Wright gave to me when I was leaving his room. This is the first. He said some nonsense about being able to see into people's hearts with this. And the other, he could possibly be asking what I think he is. Could he? Are we gonna be as Edgeworth for this trial? Iris's trial starts tomorrow. With Nick out of the picture, you're all I've got left. You're the only one that can represent her. What did you just say? You know, represent, defend. What were you expecting? Why do you think I called you anyway? I'm a prosecutor, Larry. A prosecutor. Do you understand what I'm saying? A prosecutor is a lawyer who... Don't talk to me like a kid. I graduated from junior high, you know. Don't worry about it. I promise I won't tell. But I mean, I heard a paper badge had no problem fooling an entire court before. How could this country's judicial system have fallen into such decay? It's that judge. Please, Edgy, at least listen to her. Listen to Iris' side of the story. So Wright wasn't joking when he gave me this badge after all. I don't want to defend her. Thank you for coming. My name is Iris. Edgeworth, Miles Edgeworth. I don't know if I could be of any help, but I will at least hear what you have to say about the murder. Mr. Wright, how is he? Mr. Lurie said that he might even die. Fortunately, he will be fine. Larry, you moron. How could you say something like that? He was badly bruised when he hit the water, but otherwise he is unharmed. Thank goodness. But he's caught some kind of nasty cold. A cold? He's running a high fever and is drifting in and out of consciousness. I must be imagining things. This woman, I feel like I've met her before. This is so bizarre. Pardon me, Iris. I would like to ask you something if you don't mind. I have the distinct feeling you and I have met before. It must be your imagination, Mr. Edgeworth. After all, I hardly ever leave Hazakura Temple. Hazakura Temple? What's that? It's a place where those who wish to boost their spiritual power come to train. You need to undergo some very difficult training to release your inner spiritual power. Spiritual power? Did you go to that temple for that reason as well? No, I don't have any spiritual powers. Yeah, I know, Waffle! This... I said the same thing. I don't have any spiritual powers. I don't need them. In that case, what are you doing at that temple then? And we're also Edgeworth, for some reason. I've committed some sins that I need to pay for. That's why I'm there and why I continue to train, to purify my soul. Maybe... What if Bikini did it? Who kn- I mean... I want to ask you about last night, the night of the crime. Alright. I helped to clean up after dinner and then went back to my room at about 8 o'clock. Later, I left my room to ring the lights out bell at 10 o'clock. Bell? We ring it at the same time each night. I see, and then... It was Pearl. No, Pearl would never. And then... I was told to go to the training hall, but... I went back to my room and stayed there. Why didn't you go to the training hall like you were asked to? Chucky looking wet. Not Pearl. I know you're not talking about Pearly. I was frightened. Frightened. So I just stayed in my room and meditated until the murder happened. There's more to her story, I just know there is. Maybe I should dig a little deeper. You were asked to go to the training hall on the night of the murder. Yes. However, you didn't go because you say you were frightened. What exactly were you so frightened of? Are we gonna get 5 locks? Oh, just 2. What in the world? Is there something wrong? I'm sorry, it's nothing. It looks like she's not aware of them herself. It must be what Wright was talking about, the psycho locks. I believe he said that I need to present this Magatama item to do something. Well, so do you have any idea as to what really occurred last night? I think it was the result of the tremendous spiritual power that was unleashed. Spiritual power. Yes, spiritual training has been a cause behind many great tragedies. This incident was just another example. Iris, I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. I'm a man of science. I don't believe in spiritual power. Yes, I understand. Most people don't. And I am certain that the thing that killed the victim was a human. So please answer me this simple question. Were you the one who killed Elise Dunham? No. I'm not the one who took her life. Those psycholock things aren't appearing. I suppose that means I can believe that she's not lying. What's wrong? I can't believe what I'm thinking. And here I just finished saying that I don't believe in spiritual power. It appears that's about all you can tell me. Thank you very much for listening to my story. I visited Wright at the hospital before coming here. He asked me to take care of you. Me? Yes, at the trial tomorrow. He asked me to defend you. If Mr. Wright has that much faith in you, Mr. Edgeworth, then I will gladly entrust my fate to your capable hands. But before that, I have one question. Yes? Do you know Wright? Why would you ask that? So, when the murder happened, so we were up at that same place where that bridge was. The bridge got repaired. Someone killed this Elise Dunham lady who was also there. And they told Phoenix to go call the police. So he went to the telephone. Larry was there. He told Larry to call the police. And someone lit the bridge on fire. Presumably because on the other side of the bridge, there's like another training temple, and that's where Maya was. So Phoenix thought that, oh, they're like covering up their tracks, so they burned the bridge. And he tried to cross the bridge and he fell in the water. Basically. Whenever you came up in our conversation, he would begin to act a little strange. Mr. Edgeworth, what is Mr. Wright to you? He is a very dear and indispensable friend. It was 5 years ago. That's when I deceived him. You deceived him. I don't know. We're trying to figure that out right now. I heard that he was in a lot of pain afterwards because of what happened. I know what a weak person I am. That's why I thought it was best if he never saw me again. I wanted him to just forget about me without learning the truth. I'm confused, though. She was in prison, I thought. Well, if you ask me, Wright is still suffering. And until he learns the truth, I don't think he will ever be able to truly recover. Iris, it's not too late. You should go to him. Tell him the truth. I'll defend you, but only if you agree to that one condition. All right, Mr. Edgeworth. I promise. Very well, I'll do everything in my power to get you an acquittal. But I mean, maybe she didn't do it. I don't know. That's kind of odd. That's enough information gathering for now. I should head to the crime scene. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, see, the bridge collapsed. It sure is cold, all right. So this is it. Dusky Bridge. Thank you, Kivo. Oh, it's Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe. Long time no see. It's been about a year. Or has it been longer? It doesn't matter, Detective. What does matter is why you're shuffling around up here. Ouch, and there's that sharp left jab. Well, I'm happy to see you anyway, Mr. Edgeworth. Let me guess, you were transferred by HR to the local precinct? A wise decision. The vast amount of nothing up here should be quite easy to guard. I heard you were back in the country and arranged to come all the way out here. Everybody was real nice. They even let me take charge of the investigation, sir. Gumshoe indeed. Like gum on your shoe? He's impossible to get rid of. I'm supposed to report on the details of the crime scene, sir. Anyway, here I am, Detective Dick Gumshoe, reporting for duty. Thank you, Detective. I thought Prosecutor Godot was gonna get here before me. That guy's a real mystery, I tell you. Prosecutor Godot. I just got back into the country, so I don't really know much about the case. It's simple. Well, simple is as simple does, as they say. Oh, you've got no idea how much I've missed that biting sarcasm of yours, sir. But seriously, this one's a piece of cake. There's a witness that saw the whole thing. A witness? Yeah, that bikini lady. Bikini lady, here on this freezing cold mountain. Well, you should talk to her yourself if you want the details, sir. I may have to talk to this bikini lady, I mean, decisive witness myself. I wonder if the bikini lady didn't do it, but she, like, helped with it, you know? So this is the bridge that Wright fell through. Yep, I can't imagine being that reckless myself. Look before you cross is how it goes, right? Or was that leap? And is there something on the other side? Yeah, some old building they call the Inner Temple. But we can't get over there without a bridge, sir. What? Nobody lives there, so it's usually not a problem. But someone was at the Inner Temple doing some training and now they're stuck there. So that must be Maya. Yes, I heard that from Bray. It's Maya Fey. Is she by herself? Oh no, her again. Anyway, the air's really turbulent right now, so we can't do an aerial extraction. No one's gonna be able to reach the Inner Temple until tomorrow, sir. Will she be alright in this cold? So how did this bridge burn down anyway? We're almost 100% sure it was lightning. There was a lightning strike, but it's also super cold out. Lightning. So who is this Prosecutor Godot? I've never heard of him. Yeah, he's a new guy. Showed up after you left the country. He's a complete rookie, but nobody can say a bad word about the guy. What kind of man is he? He just became a prosecutor recently, but he's good, sir. Real good. If he's so good, how is it that I've never heard of him? Is he the lead prosecutor on this case? You bet he is. After all, you know who is right in the middle of it. You know who? Phoenix Wright, of course. For some reason, Godot has really got it in for Mr. Wright. Oh? Yeah, he seems to have some kind of a grudge. And what would be the cause of this grudge? I don't know, maybe he made fun of his mask or something. None of this is making any sense. I'd better look into this Godot myself. And you're telling me the bridge caught on fire due to a fluke bolt of lightning. Yep, last night it snowed for the first time in 3 days. Look at the jiggle. It's a little unusual for lightning to occur during a snowfall like that. But according to the weather data, lightning definitely struck. Okay. I see. This is a very detailed weather report. Almost too detailed. It even has the exact time that the lightning struck the bridge. Oh, that? We got that information from the witness's testimony. Someone actually saw the lightning hit the bridge. Who is this witness? Sorry, I'll go ask one of the local cops later, sir. I love that we have all the evidence. Let's see. Snow, 7 to approximately 10:50, and lightning was 10 to approximately 11. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. I'm excited we get to be Edgeworth. I was not expecting this. Yo, Edgy, what took you so long? I'm so cold my brain's turned to sherbet. I knew it was a mistake to race back to this country. What do you mean? This is Larry Butts, also known as Laurice Dunham, is what he goes by now. And I find myself taking a request to defend a woman accused of murder. Hey, wait a sec. Hold it. Objection. What's going on here, Mr. Edgeworth? It's hard to explain, but one thing led to another, and what kind of lame excuse is that? And you call yourself a defense attorney? Prosecutor Edgeworth is a prosecutor, and that's why he's Prosecutor Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth, defense attorney, just sounds plain old weird, pal. Right, Prosecutor Edgeworth. I'm not sure what role I'm supposed to be playing anymore. Dude, Edgy. I don't see you for a couple of years and your heart turns to sherbet. I'd say more like sorbet. It is rather cold here. Iris didn't murder her. Someone else did it. I just know it, okay? So trust me on this one. Ever the romantic, aren't you, Larry? Nevertheless, I'll do whatever I can to prove her innocence. At least until I pass the baton on to her right, that is. Man, I'm telling you, Iris is so cute. Right, Edgy, you think so too, don't you? What's wrong? Why are you so quiet? To put it simply, your comment has me highly concerned. Could it be that the reason you think she's innocent? Come on, a girl that cute can't possibly be a murderer. I was right after all. I should have never come back. No, don't worry. I see things for how they really are this time, honest. If I had a penny for every time he said that... It's just that, well, Iris is a delicate flower. You can't force things too much, know what I mean? Exactly. And she technically got away a second time because she somehow got out. I have no idea what you're talking about, Larry. Forget it. I didn't say anything. Larry, where were you and what were you doing on the night of the crime? Larry? What? Don't tell me. You think I might have done it? What? Get lost. Go back on your charter jet and get out of my sight, you creep. And I hope your plane crashes and you die. Oh my god! I'll ask just one more time. On the night of the murder, where were you and what were you doing? Three. As I suspected, psycho locks. I'm sorry, man. You know me. I just don't remember. My short-term memory is a wreck, dude. I'm just going to assume at first that we don't have the stuff to present for that. At least not yet. But we'll see. Hey, hello there. So how are you feeling? Alright, I suppose. Huh? Who is this? My name is Miles Edgeworth. My, a handsome boy such as yourself is always welcome. If circumstances weren't so tragic, I might just... Please don't call me boy. I'm sorry to trouble you, but I'm looking for a woman in a bikini. Well, you have found her. Now what can I do for you? I'm sorry, but I don't see any bikinis. If you ask nicely, I might give you a peek, big boy. Oh. Wow. Mr. Edgeworth? This is the head nun, Sister Bikini. She's the witness. Why didn't you tell me that earlier? This is exactly why your salary keeps on getting cut. My stomach is already growling in protest. So, what's the latest about my beloved Iris? Well, first, I want to hear what you know. I have a feeling she did it. First, I'd like to ask you about last night. Well, last night we had an acolyte here for training. After dinner, the two of us went to the training hall in the inner temple. I just have a feeling, I don't know why, that, I wonder if they didn't mean to kill whoever the killer was. I wonder if they didn't mean to kill, Elise, and I wonder if they meant to kill Maya, and it was a mistake. Because remember, Maya's supposed to become the new, like, channeling master at her dojo. And there was a poster of her mom here, which was a little weird. And I just have a feeling that there's something behind that. And I wonder, too, if, Pearl's mom, who's in prison, had something to do with this too somehow. It's very interesting. I wonder if she got, like, they struck some sort of deal in prison and got her out of there to, like, orchestrate this or something. Approximately what time was that? I suppose it was about 9 when we left here. Training lasts all night long. It's extremely exhausting. The channeling dojo's head nun must be in attendance at all times to keep watch. Wow, you're right. That does sound exhausting. Detective, this is no time for flattery. Sorry. Sometime around 11, you witnessed the incident in the courtyard. But your duty was in the inner temple. Why did you come back here? Bikini did it. Maybe. The way you're staring at me, I'm starting to get goosebumps. I'm starting to get goosebumps myself, but for a decidedly different reason. You get the chills pretty easy, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Alright then, I'd like you to tell me exactly what you saw in the courtyard. I don't know, but her name's Bikini. Allegedly. It must have been past 11 o'clock. Ah, no, I can't say it. It's too much for my poor heart. Hey, calm down, lady. Let go of my tie. I saw 2 people. One of them was lying on the ground. The other one was stabbing her from the back. With a sword. Did you see this criminal with your own eyes? I didn't want to believe what I was seeing, but it was Iris. You must have been quite shocked. Of course she was. Try putting yourself in her shoes. It'd be like if you were stabbing Mr. Wright smack in the middle of a courtroom. And I happened to witness it from the witness stand. I'd be pretty shocked too. I know it sounds insane, but that's what I saw. And when I finally realized what I was seeing, I screamed. And then I passed out. Unfortunately for us, her testimony seems to be pretty solid. Although, I wonder if they'll show us that picture again. It kind of looks like she's trying to pull the sword out of her back, which you also should not do if you have a stab wound. That's how Steve Irwin died, actually. He got stung by a stingray. It, like, impaled him, and I guess he, like, instinctively, like, pulled it out. And so he, like, bled out. At least that's what it looks like in that picture. However, the idea of Iris doing such a foul act seems unnatural. Well, she has killed people before. The girl I know simply isn't capable of this sort of foulness. Oh. I wonder what she means by that. As the head nun, it's your duty to stay with the acolyte at all times, correct? Yes, that's correct. I know I may look strong, but the truth is, I've got a bad lower back. A bad lower back? Yes, it's especially bad in the winter, so bad that I can't even lift a bucket. Do you remember how cold it was last night? My bad back felt as stiff as frozen glass. I just wanted to take a nice hot bath to ease my aching back. That's why I returned to the main hall. So you left the disciple all alone. Don't be ridiculous, I would never do that. That's why I ordered Iris to the inner temple after she had rung the bell for lights out. Yes, but she never went to the inner temple, did she? So this head nun actually... Did this head nun actually see Iris there? I think I better try to get some more details. So who is this acolyte that was to train at the inner temple? Her name is Maya Fey. I treated her very badly, I'm ashamed to say. And after she went through the trouble of signing up for the special course... Special course? It's a training session where you sit on a block of spirit ice and chant 30,000 times. You don't mean to tell me she's still doing that over there at the inner temple, do you? No, of course not. You don't have to worry about that one little bit. Last night, we still hadn't started the training session itself. Well, that's good to hear. Oh, dear. There's one thing I forgot to tell you. I don't think I like the sound of this. Do you know that small girl? I believe she is Mystic Maya's little sister. Maya has a little sister? Oh, you mean Little Pearl. That's Maya Fey's cousin. Little Pearl. I thought she was going to visit Mystic Elise after we'd finished with dinner cleanup. But I haven't seen her at all since late last night. She's nowhere to be found? You mean she was with the victim? It's all the fault of my stupid, creaky old back. A little girl who was with the victim on the night of the murder is gone. As they say, the plot thickens. We have to find Pearl. Also, there's a paper here. There are more Enza cushions in the corner of the room. What's that white piece of paper sticking out from under that stack? Beats me. Would you mind checking that for me, Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. Here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like an old manila envelope. Yeah. What is it, Detective? This could be an ultra-important clue, a super special clue. I suppose I should read it myself, then. It looks like a letter addressed to Sister Iris. Tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall, unless you want your secret to be exposed. This sounds like a blackmail letter. It's always blackmail. Nice going there, Mr. Edgeworth. Why can't I ever find clues like that? You're an ultra-important prosecutor, a super-duper prosecutor. Well, I suppose it takes a super-duper kind of dumb to miss a clue like this. Yeah, that's like a giant Magatama. That thing sure casts a strong presence over the whole room. This is the lesser Magatama. It's a precious heirloom containing a great many souls. Huh? This is lesser. What is the greater one like? The greater Magatama is displayed in the main room of Fey Manor. It was supposed to be shown at the Treasures of Karain exhibit, but it was so large that they couldn't bring it through the doors. It's an altar with a giant Magatama enshrined on it. There are lots of candles lined up on it, too. You know, I haven't had a birthday party for myself in a while. Maybe you should blow out those candles over there to make up for that. Mr. Edgeworth, would you mind singing Happy Birthday to me? Stop that. Cut that out. Please don't blow out the altar candles. Oh, it's a warmed cat box, but where are all the cats? It's called a hibachi. It's for heating the room. Oh, look at all these ancient straw frisbees. Those are a type of zabuton cushions called Enza. Why are you giving me such a hard time, Mr. Edgeworth? Why? Because learning something new might actually be a good thing for you, Detective. Not the cat box. Can you imagine just having a cat box, like a litter box in the middle of the room like that? It'd be so disgusting. Please. Oh, we haven't gone to the courtyard yet. Okay. Damn. Ooh, someone took the stabby sword. And you can't really see it because he's in the way, but the victim had this staff with an amethyst on it, and the amethyst is gone. Interesting. This is where the murder took place, sir. Other than removing the body, we left everything else untouched. I know, that's like what I'm thinking too. It's like, that's kind of, odd. It looks like the police are still investigating. Oh yeah, by the way, I thought I'd better ask, just to be sure. Are you really gonna defend that nun, Iris, at the trial tomorrow? Yes, I will. I gave her my word, and I must follow through with my commitment. Well, in that case, I've got to be careful. Got to make sure I don't leak the prosecution's whole investigation. Don't worry about it, detective. Just keep your mouth closed, and I think most of it will flow out on its own. You got it, sir. I'll make sure it flows out like water from a tap. Yes, you do that, detective. How much has your runny spout leaked over the years? God. Okay. Yeah, there was definitely a purple gem there that's not there anymore. What's this? It looks like a wizard's staff. That belonged to the victim, Ms. Elise Dunham. Man with the runny spout. They do these innuendos on purpose. I'm fully convinced of that. There's nothing strange or magical about it. Oh yeah, listen, this is just between us, okay, sir? Yes. That's what I'm saying, the amethyst is gone. The gem. This is top secret stuff, don't tell anyone about this. Alright? The truth is, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a wizard. That's it? That's what you wanted to tell me? That's it. The staff was made from a very strong kind of wood. What about fingerprints? Were there any on it? Just the victims. Because they probably didn't touch the staff part. Whoever stole the gem probably just touched the gem. Is what I am assuming. So the sword from this gold statue is actually the murder weapon. It sure is. It's called a Shichishido, by the way. Nasty piece of work, sir. There's still blood on it. I suppose this is the victim's blood? Yep, it's all over the blade. And speaking of all over the blade, there are fingerprints all over the hilt of the Shichishido too. Fingerprints. Naturally, they match the prints we got from the younger nun, the defendant. Her fingerprints are on the murder weapon. That's why I think she was pulling the sword out. That's what it looked like in that picture. If they show it to us again, it looks like she was pulling it out, not sticking it in. What's wrong? You're looking really solemn. Is this how it is for right? Is this what it's like to be a defense attorney? Yeah, I figure it doesn't feel really good. To be honest, it feels more like it's detrimental to your health. Oh, I just love skiing. Really? You don't seem like the type. Well, what about sleds? Sleds? Nah, they're a little too kiddie, you know? It messes with my hard-boiled image. What's with the silence, Mr. Edgeworth? Is the world starting to go mad? I guess we haven't talked to him. Here we go. The victim is the famous picture book author, Ms. Elise Dunham. Her entire past up until she won that writing award last year is a total mystery. It's hard to believe in this day and age you could still find people like that. The estimated time of death of the victim was between 10 and 11 p.m. on February 7th. Cause of death was blood loss resulted from a stab to the back by the murder weapon. Also, I keep going on tangents here. She kind of looks like Pearl's mom. Does anyone remember that episode? Or that case? She had the giant, like, black bun, like, hair. Tell me that's not her. I'm looking her up. What was Pearl's mom's name? I gotta be careful because I don't want to spoil myself. Pearl's mom, not SpongeBob. I'm trying to Google it. SpongeBob wants to come out. It's Pearl's mom, Ace Attorney. Oh, I think I might have spoiled it. That's her. That's Morgan Fay. Oh my god. She showed up when I typed in like Pearl's mom. She showed up, which Google can be kind of inaccurate because it was like 20 pictures down, but just the expression is the same. Very interesting. How did she get out of prison? We locked these people up. And that's why she was so nice to Pearl. And we don't know where Pearl is. Is this just a world where, you know, you can murder people and just, you know, serve a couple years and, well, I mean, barely a year for her. Oh my god. And even, what's even funny is, you know, Godot is Armando Diego, where it was positive from the last kid. Like, everybody has, like, everyone, this is all a facade. Like, you're not even trying to be who you're supposed to be. Sorry. I'm just, it's just, I kept looking at her face and I was like, wait a minute. Cause of death was blood loss resulting from a stab to the back by the murder weapon. The murder weapon. The victim was found skewered with a giant sword, sir. That's terrible. Yeah, but there's one strange thing. Yes. The victim's entire body was covered with bruises. The bruises are consistent with falling from the height of a 2-story building. Gave him a super suck. Ooh, not that, Judge. A 2-story building. That would be about the same height as that room in front of us, correct? Hey, you're right. Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. That just happens to be the room that Elise Dunham was staying in. Maybe she was pushed out of the window after she was stabbed by the sword. Loss of blood from stab in the back. Body fell 10 feet after death. Sounds like she was stabbed first and then pushed. Well, I don't know. We'll have to see, because the autopsy says she died from loss of blood. We will have to see. Now then, detective. Let's see if we can summarize what we've learned so far. Okay, let's take a look at the map. According to the testimony of Sister Bikini, the head nun, right after they'd finished dinner, she and Maya Fey headed to the inner temple. At 10 p.m., after ringing the bells for lights out, Iris went to the inner temple. She apparently never made it there. When she got there, Bikini had her take over while she went back to Hazakura Temple. After taking a hot bath to soothe her back, Sister Bikini witnessed the murder in the courtyard. If you want more details, you should ask Bikini herself in the main hall. The inner temple, huh? I'd like some more information about that place. The trial begins tomorrow, but who's the prosecutor? I'm pretty sure it's that Godot guy, but nobody can get a hold of him, so they're looking for a replacement. What do you mean? It's really weird. All of a sudden, no one can reach him. I wonder if the rumors are true. Maybe since Mr. Wright caught a cold and won't be defending, he just lost interest. I intend to appear in court in the role of defense attorney. However, I would be quite unhappy if it came out that I'm actually a prosecutor. Yeah, I can see why, but I'm not the one you have to worry about. I think the real problem is going to be that judge. It's always his problem. He's always the problem. Yes, he certainly would remember my face even after such a long absence. That's why I requested that another judge preside over the trial tomorrow. Are we gonna get the Canadian judge? You've only met each other once. There's a good chance he won't remember me at all. Yeah, but what about the prosecutor? Everyone in the prosecutor's office must know you. Wouldn't it be a problem if someone there made a big stink, sir? There's no need to worry. I pulled a few strings and arranged for a prosecutor of my own choosing. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, I had no idea you had such a powerful string to pull. What is this inner temple that Maya was supposedly training at? According to Bikini, it's an old building they use for training the acolytes. It's on the other side of Dusky Bridge. The bridge that burned down, huh? Is there anything else on the other side of that bridge besides the inner temple? Nope, not a thing. Nothing. The other side is surrounded by cliffs on all sides. In a way, it's kind of like a little island out there. So the only thing there is the inner temple. I hear it's not the kind of place a person could survive in. Please be alright, Maya. Well then. Okay, she doesn't have any Psyche locks. Who did, though? I think Larry and Iris did. I don't see Larry anywhere. Maybe we scared the poor kid away. His heart was shut tight with a number of psycho locks. I guess I'll have to look for him now. What a thorn in my side. I suppose this type of thing is necessary up here in the mountains. Say, this just gave me a great idea. Something tells me he's going to tell me what's going on in his mind, whether I like it or not. I've got an idea for a brand new invention. It might even make me rich. An invention. Yeah, a car that can travel on snow. I'll call it a snow car. So what do you think, sir? Would you go for a ride on something like that? Only after you take the first 1,000 test rides. Can we go, wait. Can we really only go to the detention center from here? That's odd. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth. I came back because I need to ask you a few more questions if you don't mind. But I've already told you everything that Iris, please remember. I'm on your side. You can tell me anything. Yes, thank you. I just finished speaking with the head nun of Hazakura Temple. She testified very clearly as to what happened. She said she saw you stab Ms. Elise Dunham with a sword. And one other thing. She said that when Maya Fey began her training at the Inner Temple, you were there as well. What? When I spoke with you last, you claimed that you never went to the Inner Temple. And yet, Sister Bikini says she met with you at the Inner Temple that very night. But I didn't go there. I didn't go to the Inner Temple last night. It looks like she's unwilling to tell me the whole truth. I wonder if I'll find the answers I'm looking for if I break those psycho locks. I love that he keeps calling it psycho locks. I love Edgeworth. So that did not sound like Edgeworth. Oh, she only has 2 for us. I was frightened. Since I have been handed this case, it is my duty to dig up all the answers, understand? Yes, sir. The smallest flame can sometimes bathe the case in a whole new light. I really need to get into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I keep trying, but like the first season is just, for me, is so hard to get through, but I love the art style. Like, you don't understand, I love it. In my years in court, I've seen it happen over and over again. That's why I'm committed to searching until I have those answers. Now then, is it really true that you didn't go to the inner temple last night? Yes, I swear, I've already told you that. Yes, you said you didn't go because you were frightened. That's right. If that's the case, then the obvious question is, what were you so afraid of? Iris, I wonder, is this what frightened you so much that you couldn't even leave your own room? Is it this, maybe? I'll be waiting for you tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall. Make sure you come unless you want your secret to be exposed. It has to be this. I found this in the main hall. Is it addressed to you? Being perfectly honest, first watched through, I skimmed through part 1. Large part of it is building who is what and what rules go where, then the JoJo part of JoJo, which is insane fights. Did go back and watch the notes. That's what I might do. That I've told the first part of the first season is very slow. Ah, that's... Well, Iris, why are you glaring at me like that? You were scared of the blackmailer who wrote this to you, isn't that correct? Oh, there we go. Was it the evidence or the power of my glare that broke that lock? Probably both. Oh, well, I don't suppose it matters either way. But Mr. Edgeworth, yes? I thought that letter was just someone playing a prank on me. A prank? Well, yes. After all, even if I did have a secret, there's no one to tell it to that would cause me any grief. I wonder about that. Sister Bikini is like a mother to me. I would never hide anything from her. No, you may not have anything to hide under normal circumstances. However, last night was different. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact nature of your secret yet. However, whatever it is, there is only one person you didn't want your secret told to. Could it be Phoenix? Or is it her that she doesn't want her secret to be revealed, that she killed people, you know? I feel like I'm gonna try her first and then Phoenix, and if it's neither of those two... Well, Mia's dead. I don't know if you knew that part. Mia dies in, like, the second case of the first game. Well, it's not this. Well, Iris. Mr. Edgeworth, is it just possible that maybe you yourself have a deep, dark secret in your heart? Oh, why do you say that? As they say, it takes one to know one. How could she have known about that? Is she peering into my soul? I'm gonna try Phoenix. If it's not Phoenix, it has to be maybe Larry. Phoenix, right. Ah. But yeah, Edgeworth, his voice sounds different for some reason. You mean something to write, it seems. And I can tell he holds a special place in your heart as well. That's why you didn't want him, of all people, to know your deep, dark secret. Well, what do you have to say? I should have expected as much, especially from a friend of his. I would not be shocked if Mia, it doesn't make, like, several appearances in this case. Because Maya will channel her sometimes. After dinner, this letter was waiting for me in my room. As I said, I was frightened by it. What is this heavenly hall the letter mentions? It's a small mountain shack at the base of Dusky Bridge. A small shack, huh? It's more like a broken down shack that no one would ever want to go near. Where is it on this map? Is it the inner temple? Oh. It's around here. To get there, you must follow a small path down from Dusky Bridge. The reality is, to get to the inner temple, I had no choice but to cross that bridge. But the thought that such a terrible criminal could be lurking at Heavenly Hall... I was so scared by the whole affair that I didn't even want to think about it. So this is the secret that you locked away in your heart. Yes. It looks as though I may have to visit this Heavenly Hall now. Maybe I'll find some sign of our mystery blackmailer. In any case, you still claim to have never left your room last night. Yes, that's exactly right. Okay. The trial starts tomorrow. I promise you, I will win. I'm going to win so that you and Phoenix Wright can see each other again. This is so weird. This is so weird for me. But when I do, you must promise me that you will tell him your secret. But it's pointless. Why would you say that? Because I may know who Phoenix Wright is, but he has no idea who I am. I mean, I think he has an inkling of an idea of who you are. Rang lights out bell at 10 p.m. and was then in her room until the murder was discovered. Go back here, I suppose. Oh my god. Please. Whoa, not much of a view down here, huh? It's still better than the view from my apartment, though. Someone's here. Hide yourself, detective. Oh, why? Why does this always happen? Of course it's Larry. Whenever I find a girl I like, they always run away. I even chased one of them to Japan. Next it's going to be prison, I guess. I'll steal that detective's wallet. That'll get me locked up for sure. Nah, I can't do that to someone who looks like he's down on his luck. Larry, if you went to prison, you would not end up anywhere near... Oh, he's stupid. He's just talking to himself. Be quiet and listen. I knew it. I shouldn't have done that. I blew it again. Done that. What did he do, I wonder? Hey, you, about what you just said. I got an objection. Please. What the? Edgy, you dirty rat. Gumshoe, you oaf. I'm sorry, sir. Before I knew it, I was shouting out objection. And in a loud, commanding voice, too. I even pointed with my pointer finger. You've watched too many trials. I'm sorry. Okay, Larry, the jig is up. What have you got to say for yourself? What is this little shack anyway? Well, I just discovered it myself yesterday. And why are you down here in the first place? Come on, I'm an artist. I was looking for a good place to sketch. This is a great little place. It's, artistic. It's quiet, it's cold, it's got no power, and it looks like it's about to collapse. Sounds a lot like my apartment there, pal. One thing's for sure, no one is likely to show up and disturb you here. So, can I get you something to drink? Some hot water, maybe? He's getting all buddy-buddy on us, sir. Listen to me, Edgy. You've got to do this. You've got to save Iris. Why are you so sure she's innocent? Because she's cute? Watch your mouth. Anyway, I've made up my mind about it. I'm going to marry that girl. Mr. Edgeworth is pretending he didn't hear you, so I'm gonna ask for him. Have you already asked this girl to marry you? No, not yet. But I can tell how she feels by the look in her eyes. She's got this, I really want this man to carry me over the threshold look. I'm sure Nick would be surprised. He'd never imagine that I could marry such a beautiful girl like that. Something tells me he would be shocked indeed. That's why I didn't want her to do anything dangerous. I mean, what am I gonna do if she gets hurt? What is this guy trying to say? He lost me about a mile back. If we really want to know the answer to that, we're going to have to drag him onto the witness stand. Yeah, which never goes well with him. Come to think of it, you still haven't answered my question. Where were you and what were you doing last night? Aw, man, don't you have anything else to talk about? With that kind of attitude, you'll never be a ladies' man like me. Okay, chill out with those scary eyes. I got it. If you really want to know, last night, I saw something incredible. Something incredible. She'd probably murder him. But who wouldn't? Let's talk about the good old days. What do you say? Come on, I'll pour you a nice cup of hot water. Why hasn't he realized that I absolutely despise talking about the good old days, especially with him? I don't even know. I mean, let's see if we can break any of these, but I'm not so sure. The night of the crime. Alright, now you're going to tell me what you really saw last night. Whoa, you're really upset, aren't you, Edgy? Okay, I'll talk. Huh? That was a bit too easy. Yeah, anyway, it was awesome. Never seen anything like it. At around 10 o'clock last night, it started thundering. I'd been sleeping, I'm not sure for how long. Suddenly, zing, the world in front of me went white. Like I'd just been slapped in the face by my old girlfriend, Naomi. And then, it was on fire. The bridge was on fire. Dusky Bridge caught on fire. Are you saying you saw it with your own eyes? Hey, why are you giving me the evil eye? I'm telling the truth. There are still 3 psycholocks remaining. That means he's still trying to hide something. By the way, Larry, where were you when you saw that happen? Where, you say? What do you mean? What do you mean, what do I mean? Just answer the question. I was in my own room, by the main hall. Where else would I be? As usual, you're as transparent as an empty jelly jar. The problem, I suspect, lies there. There? What do you mean, there? It's impossible for you to have seen this lightning strike Dusky Bridge from your room. Let's see. I guess we present the map? Because, like, it seems like it'd be kind of obstructed. I'm going to present the map. This is a map of the area. Take a look around the vicinity of Hazakura Temple. What am I looking for? I think that should be fairly obvious. The main hall is surrounded by trees and it's impossible to see the bridge from there. What? Why didn't you tell me that before? Well, how about it? How about what? Do you feel like talking now? About what? It looks like it won't be that easy after all. You leave me no choice. I'll have to move on to the next step. You weren't in your room at the temple, so then where were you? You don't know that I wasn't in my room. So where was Larry and why was he there? If I've read the situation up to this point correctly, the answer is fairly obvious. Very well, then let's test my theory. The place you witnessed lightning strike Dusky Bridge was here. I guess right here then, right? It has to be. The place you saw the lightning strike was, from naturally, Heavenly Hall. Why would I be hanging out in this old shack? It's freezing cold. There's no electricity, and it could fall apart at any minute. Larry, how do you know that anyway? How do you know there's no electricity? After all, it's not that dark yet. Uh-oh. In other words, you have just provided evidence to prove my theory. My theory that you've at least once in your life visited Heavenly Hall after sunset. I have to admit I'm impressed, Edgy. You're in a totally different league from Nick. That's nice. Now tell me. What were you doing at this cold little shack last night? That's what you might call a fair decor. I think you mean a fair decor. Could it be you were waiting for someone? What does a fair decor mean? I don't know these legal terms. You really are one scary guy, you know. I believe that last night you were waiting for this person to come meet you. I guess it has to be Iris, huh? There's only one person you'd wait for in a horrible place like this, Larry. I told you before, don't call me Larry. The person you were waiting for was Iris. Oh, suddenly I feel cold all over, Edgy. No doubt because of my chilly glare. So you think I got the hots for Sister Iris, huh? Do you have some kind of evidence? You got something that proves I was waiting for her, or are you just guessing? This is where I draw the line and end this ridiculous little game. Here's the evidence that proves you were waiting for Iris. I wonder... Is it the note? We don't know that he knows about the note. But, I mean, I guess. I don't know. Here's your evidence. You called her to this spot with a pathetic blackmail letter. Oh, hey, give that back. You're embarrassing me. What are you doing with that anyway? That's not important. I misjudged you, Larry. What do you mean? Taking advantage of a woman's frailty like that, you should be ashamed of yourself. Oh. First of all, what's this at the top of the letter? It says salutation here. Well, that's what it said in that book, Letter Writing for Dummies. You're not supposed to actually write that. That's where you're supposed to write, Dear Iris. I'm so sorry. So he actually wrote that. Interesting. So you were here in Heavenly Hall last night, weren't you, Larry? And you saw the lightning hit Dusky Bridge, didn't you? Sorry, Edgy. Sorry doesn't cut it, you scumbag, threatening a young lady like that. Wait, hold up. What now, pal? What are you talking about? What threatening stuff? I'll tell you what, you tried to scare Iris by threatening to expose her secret, pal. What do you mean threaten? When did I threaten her? Unless you want your secret to be exposed. That sure sounds like a threat to me, pal. Blackmail, in fact. Give me a break. It's a love letter. Haven't you ever been in love? What did you just say? My love for her burned so hotly it could melt all the snow on this mountain. Then what is the secret you mentioned? Come on, Edgy. Don't you get it? I'm talking about the secret between her, the secret love between her and me. Obviously, she wouldn't want Old Lady Bikini to know about it, right? About our hot and sour, bittersweet love affair. Alright, then why did you send a love letter in a business-like manila envelope? Give me a break, it's not my fault I didn't have any other envelopes, yeesh. Then why were you so quick to apologize, pal? It's because Edgy gave me that scary look of his. What's wrong, Edgy? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? That's it? That's what all those huge locks were about? I don't understand why you were so defensive. Well, I don't know either. I guess the thing is, you shouldn't expect too much from a guy like me, and we don't. We do not, actually. Hey, come on, don't let it get you down. But Mr. Edgeworth, this guy's still hiding something, I know it. What do you mean, detective? Don't forget what this guy said just a minute ago. If you really want to know, last night, I saw something incredible. He's right. Larry. What? You're looking at me like a hungry dog that just found a bone. What was this something incredible you saw last night? You're going to tell me, Larry, one way or another. I already told you, didn't I? I saw lightning strike Dusky Bridge. Yes, and I believe it was the incredible sight you saw. But now that I think about it, something doesn't quite ring true. What doesn't? If that's all there is to your story, your heart wouldn't have had all those locks. Therefore, Larry, I do believe you saw something last night. Something more incredible than lightning. What? When? Where? Why? How? Hey, what do you think you're doing? If you hide anything from Mr. Edgeworth, I'll arrest you on the spot, pal. Another one? What? What's wrong, sir? Does this mean I have to do it all over again? Why are you glaring at me like I'm next to be hit by a bolt of lightning? I've just about had it with this Harlequin. If I really want to drag the truth out of him, I'll just have to drag him to the witness stand. Wow, okay. At least you don't have to actually do it. At least from the sounds of it, I suppose. Ooh, we're doing the first part of the trial. I'm excited. Okay. I'm going to take this moment to do a quick BRB. To get up and stretch and run to the restroom. And then we will get... I mean, it's 9:20 now. We'll see how this trial goes. Like, how fast we get through, like the first part of the trial, I should say. Because there's two parts of this first part of the trial. I don't know if we're gonna get through both parts. That's what I'm getting at here. And then, but we'll see. We'll see. So I will be right back. Alright, I am back. Sorry that took a while. To check on some things. But I'm excited. I want to see who this other prosecutor's going to be. Like I said, we'll at least get through the first part of this. I just don't know if we'll get to the second part of the first part of the trial. That sounds so weird to say. I'd like to, like, I have, like, my schedule planned out for, like, up until the end of June, basically. And I'd like to finish this by next Thursday. So, like, I mean, obviously, I don't think this is going to take 4 streams, but I do think it's going to be a longer case. Oh my, Mr. Larice feels that way about me? Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not, and in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Larice is the witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very incident in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Dunham, was it? Or, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed? Don't worry, I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth, I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Very, very interesting. We should defense badges. It is the Canadian judge. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of the Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. This is so weird. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. Oh yeah, this is the... This judge is always, I'm not sure I do this. I'm not sure what I think. Like, he can't think for himself. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant... Von Karma? The prosecution stands ready. And you are. I am fucked. Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. I've kind of missed her in a way. Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I'm a von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before, or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Ms. von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't, but I'm sure once before in this courtroom. I told you, there is no such weakling. What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip.
Hold it!
I have no objection to the whip. They changed his voice, which is weird because he was in earlier cases in this game, I think at least for a little bit. He was in the last case, like in the past, and they used like his old like voice line things. But now it sounds different. The prosecution can vote a whip or drink 17 or drink 17 cups of coffee, but there is still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix right here today, but looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Edgeworth requested Karma and they have a deal. Oh, they always have a deal. They're prosecutors. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you. Here we go again with is it just me? I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. Am I missing something? I can English, right? I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well, Ms. von Karma, please give an outline of this case, with as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Ms. Elise Dunham. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. Yeah, it's weird they had Crush there. Like, I'm not sure why Crush was there. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Okay. There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. I don't think... Here's what I think. I don't think Bikini did it. However, I think Bikini saw Iris pulling the sword out of the victim's back. So it... To her... I think she showed up after the crime had been committed and saw Iris pulling the sword out for some reason. I think there's a mystery person that we still haven't met yet that is the true killer. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Because I have to think, who would want to kill Pearl's mom? And honestly, The first person that comes to mind is Misty Faye. Because she's been missing for a couple years. But we'll see if I'm right. Oh my god, she's so short. This would be my mom. My mom looks like her. She's like 4'11". Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness. Those would hurt to stand on, actually. Fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in twists. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. I kind of like her. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? I don't know any Canadian that says a boot, by the way. And I know there's a couple Canadians that watch me. That night I was helping an acolyte with our training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. Oh, it's definitely a play on the accent. This game is nothing but stereotypes. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There was only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. The night of the murder. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act— oh wait, we're questioning. Let's question. Let's press. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but... what is this inner temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It is all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place? As you can see, my back likes to act up violently. Violently. That's right, it's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right, raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura. You left Iris to help with what? What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the Acolyte so that they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. Well, I don't know about that. She's never once failed to follow my directions. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot sauna. So you returned to the Hazakura temple in order to take a bath. My back is to blame for everything. It's a do-or-be-done-in kind of world, after all. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind. I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? Ah, this is why you have to watch the young ones. What are you going on about? Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth. The lowest of the low. Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense's bench? Now you're getting a taste of your own medicine. Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so... It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There is indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. Wait. I need to see what he said again, because that was a hint. Hold on. It was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There is indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify it. Just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. As you can see, my back likes to act up violently, so I left Iris to help the Acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. I feel like the magic bottle. Sorry, I didn't know we had that photo. That's the crime scene. The only thing I can think of is, and it's, I don't know what to present. Like, if the training was to start at 10. Although, she mentioned the time when we pressed her about it. But I'm not sure what to put here. Basically, if she went to take a bath long enough, she wouldn't have seen any of this, basically. I'm just not sure what to present is the problem. I might have I might have to get a hint here. Hold on. Just a tiny little hint. So I left Iris to help the Acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. Interesting. Okay, so Iris testified to us that she never left her room. So Iris never made it to... That's right. Iris never made it back to the temple because she was afraid because of that note. That's right. See, I have such a poor memory. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all, that of which I have a poor memory. Well, don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No, she said that? A defendant or a witness? Who was more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. That's true. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. All people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question. Dear. You're older than me and yet you want to play that game, do you? Ah, well, that isn't exactly what My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. It is true. Yeah, it's the Canadian judge. He already said a boot. So, Edgeworth arranged to have this judge because he didn't want the other judge recognizing him, I guess. I don't see what the big problem with that is, other than, like, it's like, well, you should be prosecuting, not defending. Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. Then please add your comments about Iris to... Yep, there he said it again. Please add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination. He's technically doing an illegal. I guess that's true. Ooh, she was not dressed exactly as she had been at dinner because she gave us her hood. That one was an easy one. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Ms. Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Not her on, like, the 10 boxes. It's not a bad feeling at all exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order in the court. Sister, this hood, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you? I said she was like my mom. She would need help getting, like, she's like so short like this. Also, welcome in Understated Diva. I do tend to make too many of them. I see a stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. Then this is quite strange. If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Ms. Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness. While I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. I can hear my dog barking out in the living room. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise. See, here's the picture again. Does it not look like she's not doing a thrusting motion, she's doing a pulling motion. That's the only reason why I believe she didn't do it. But it's weird, she's like agonizing in pain, where it's like she was technically supposed to already be dead. I don't know. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. You think she fell onto the sword? It's possible. Yeah, Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Ms. Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me, seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge, his imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name, can't you do something about that habit of yours? Is the sword pronged that way? I'm kind of curious. Hold on. Because wouldn't it be harder to pull out if, like, the branchy parts were going the other direction? Although, I guess they do curve out at the end, so they would kind of, like, hook into the skin. So you're right. That's kind of gross to think about. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple.
Hold it!
How far is it from your room to the inner temple? Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Bridge from Hasakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and... You say you heard a noise. Thump, just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump, just like that. But then, couldn't this noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that. The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard. And Iris was, oh, Mystic Elise, and with that sword of all things. This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant, but some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to. The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword, Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can. Well, you're a handsome... You're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time. Please don't keep us in suspense. Her hood. Her hood. That's right, it's coming back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. I thought something was out of place, but... no worries. It all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right? You've dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Miss Redworth? Is this testimony important? I'll say it's not important for now. This line of questioning is only going to tear the wound open further. These statements are as useless as the investigations of a certain detective. There is no need to record them. Very well. Please continue with your testimony. So we'll have to go back to this. If we have to repress this to add something to the testimony. The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor. No, Hazakura Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downward, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back to about the height of a two-story building. What? I see, and the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room after all. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. Doesn't the autopsy said she was stabbed and then pushed? Look, it says loss of blood from stab in the back. Body fell 10 feet after death. Let's press this, and then we're gonna present that, I think. What makes you so sure of all this? It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump. Just like that. You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that. The victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height. It appears that the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. There's only 2 of them working there. What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark? It doesn't feel like she is lying. This is very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client, Iris, and my own abilities as a defense attorney. Okay. Let's try this. Because the autopsy makes it seem like she was stabbed and then pushed out. Oh, I'm confident about this one. Impressive logic, that's what I'd like to say anyway. Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Ms. Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. That's right, it says after death right here. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Order, order. The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. See, now Von Karma's going along with it because there's testimony that Iris never left the temple, which does not make for a good alibi now. And she was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dunham's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then your claim that... I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood, very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that'll be when the blade is removed. I'm right about all this. She was trying to pull it out. Which, don't do that. If you learn anything from me, don't ever do that. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We have come to a conclusion, then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. Order, order, order. I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip. Oh boy. Alright, alright. It's kind of funny. I love the visual humor. Okay, when I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Amy was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back. Okay, well that's interesting. This all confirms Ms. Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Mouse Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. Okay, well, let's save again. When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. I believe that. At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood. Not then. I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed? Yeah, thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. Think carefully, this is very important. It's Iris we are talking about here, I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. I've never seen so much blood before. I don't know what pressing this is gonna do. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood. That's right. Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well. That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further? Let's try it. Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed, but now you say that you saw the victim bleeding? Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her plain as day. Pulling the sword out. Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out. Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony. Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. And I think Waffles, you were onto something here. Look, plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. The way, you're right, the way the blade is, it would not come out so easy. Because of the, like, it hooks at the ends. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. And also, first of all, we can tell to the hilt, that would go through her body. It did not go to the hilt. It went a couple inches. But let's just press it and then we're gonna contradict her. Smoothly, you say. You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out. That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Amy. Although this picture shows it going through the entire way, but still, you'd think the tip would have blood on it. You kind of can't tell in the picture because it's like behind the text. It would have some blood. Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. It slid out from that gaping wound. And if it did go through all that way, it does kind of sound like she would have had to have fallen on it, which is still kind of, you know, a wild theory, I would say. It goes without saying it that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding. Nothing out of place here. Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. Yeah, let's, we're gonna present the sword. Yeah. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness, at least I'd like to think so, but there are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain. Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that. doesn't appear, what meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep should I so choose. The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the Shichishido. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You've still got more. This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? Ah. If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. Yep, we were all right about it. Bravo, Miles Edgeworth, raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that. But what does this all mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer. And that is, the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shichishido. Oh. We're going that route? What? A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Mystic Amy was holding it. This is what's so weird. Like, she had to have already been dead, and then her body was like pushed or planted here. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, and that too. I mean, there was another version of this statue that we removed the sword from, but I don't know if this is the same one. If you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shichishido was the murder weapon. Order, order, order. So maybe the Shichishido was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with the sword-like object. That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as if a sword-like object was found. That's... Answer the question, Ms. Von Karma. No evidence of that kind was found. Yeah, this is the choice making. If I mess it up, do you think I should save? I'm gonna save. Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was... It was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean. Maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Well then. I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Insane. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m., and after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate, and there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. We did see that. That was there after the murder happened. I do remember that, actually. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape. What with my back and my age, you know. Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph. Okay. A snowmobile. Hey, I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. I want to take a look at that. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. I want to see this. It definitely looks like it was parked there. But the footprints aren't adding up, I would think, right? Like, why are there no footprints by the bike itself? Because you would think once you get off the bike, there would be prints. I mean, that's at least how I see it. It was driven to there, not from. We'll have to see. Like, it was driven to the bridge, but then how did it make it back there? That's the weird thing. Like, if it was driven to the bridge and then they threw the weapon away and then it made it back somehow, right? I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. You are sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all. Why was that? Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple. Her estimation of the time seems reliable, at least. Please continue, sister. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct? Right, the one who trampled me. We didn't trample her. It seems she's the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge. Phoenix Wright, he didn't even have his cell phone on him? He had forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too. Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back, so I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate. So she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Let's press further. I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. Ah, I see. I never thought of that. That's right. I overlooked that too. Of course you did. Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. Snow. Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it? Curses. It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then. How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. Ah, there's a reason for that. Have you got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Crunch. I don't like that noise. I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out?
Hold it!
Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile. I have to concede that is more than enough time. Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. While it would have been possible time-wise, one element remains out of place here. And what would this mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Ms. Von Karma? Turning to me for help over the slightest thing? Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? What? She's as over the top as always. Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Mouse Edgeworth. Another mystery to feed the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in this flawed account. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. I wonder if that's where we present the picture. There isn't snow on it, so I'm gonna present this. Nope. That statement contradicts the data provided by this piece of evidence. It does? How do you mean? Forgive me, Your Honor, but you just said it yourself that it does. Don't try to play mind games with me. Ooh. No. It appears I have yet to adjust to being on this side of the courtroom. Yeah. I might have to cheat on this one. I have to see where we're at in the trial. Present tracks photo to the statement. Maybe they threw the weapon into the Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. What does the photo have to do with that? I don't know. But that's what it says. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? So, I mean, I guess I knew something was off with the photo. I didn't know what to present it to. What do you mean? Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge, and those from coming back. Ah, you're right. You are forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. Well, some of them weren't there, because they're there. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it? I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? Oh god. This idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks, there has to be a contradiction. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Ms. Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain? I wonder if it's that weather report we have. Why is there a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction? No need. The evidence will do all of the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Ms. Von Karma. I see 3 points there we're saving. Present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow. I feel like it's the weather report. 7 to approximately 10:50. So this all happened from 10 to 11. It wasn't snowing any longer. It was lightning. This has to be it. Oh, actually, no, wait a minute. Well, this is to 10:50, so there was a 10-minute window where it wasn't snowing. I'm gonna present it, and we'll see. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11. Yeah, so that's how, I don't know if you missed that part, but that's how Phoenix got hurt, because when she told us to go call the police, the phone was by the bridge. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to catch you up, though. So the phone was by the bridge, and it's that same bridge from the last case. And the bridge was on fire. Larry was there. And Larry was like, no, don't go on the bridge. Phoenix did it anyway because Maya's on the other side of the bridge. And they thought that whoever murdered the victim went onto the other side of the bridge and, like, destroyed the bridge to kind of, like, have a getaway of sorts. And Phoenix took a chance anyway, and he fell into the river. And that's why Miles is taking lead here. Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. Also, we have, so the victim was this lady, by the way, and I think because she looks like Pearl's mom. So we're defending her. We remember her. Both of these two somehow got out of prison, and she's dead, and she got arrested as a suspect. It's very interesting. Time will tell what the truth is. The weather report. Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Order. Very well then. It looks like Ms. Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this then. When is a weather report ever correct? No, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast, this is actual data. Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may still have been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m. It's true, we cannot be totally sure, eh? What? How did she pull that off? It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? I mean... it already looks like it's not snowing here. I'm gonna present it. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point, that being whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. And there's no snow in the snowmobile too, you're right. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. Her body. Her body isn't covered in snow. I didn't even think about that part. I was just thinking, oh, it's not snowing in the picture. The victim herself, Miss Elise Dunham. I love that I'm right, but for the wrong reason. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. Miles is smarter than me. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph, there should be two sets of tracks. Order. Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder. Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds right. But what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate, the snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. But that isn't possible. I'm so confused. Order in the court. What does this all mean? So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I've nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness, who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out walking, perhaps, near Dusky Bridge on that night? There was Larry. I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really? You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder. I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are 2 things about him that do come to mind. Which are, first, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder, and the second being, this individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Great. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? Please. As if we have to present this. This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc de Leduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Dunham. Her student. Interesting. And why was he wandering a boot outside on the night of the murder? That's... I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was, perhaps, searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately. I have no choice, do I? I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. That's right. He did have, like, what was it, 5 locks on him, I think? Larry didn't do it, but he does like to hide stuff from us. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Ms. Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness. Understood, Your Honor. Good. Well then, court is now in recess. So I kind of want to see here. It might take a while to get through this next part. If I'm going to stop here. I kind of want to see something. Because we technically got through 3 parts. If I can do, like, the rest of the part of this first trial Thursday, and maybe some of the investigation. Maybe some of the investigation and part of the trial we can finish by Thursday. I think that's what I'm going to do. That seems like a good plan. Because like I said, I knew this case was going to be a bit longer, so... I think that's what we're gonna do. But thank you guys for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Let's go see if we can find someone to raid. Let me see who's on first. If not, we might try to find a new person to raid. I feel like I don't because we got a very generous raid on Sunday from someone that we didn't know that was playing also playing Breath of the Wild. I'm like, sometimes I feel like I should raid out into like the game I was playing to see if we can find more people, you know? So let me check that first. If not, I do think I have another person in mind we can raid into. Give me just a sec. It's so hard searching for Ace Attorney on here because like they'll have like every individual game as an option to search for, and then all the trilogies. So like there's like 20 options. Also, I see me. That's weird. And I do see there's a lot of VTubers that play this. Holy crap. And there's me. Let's go raid this person. Her name is Muse Leah. Lost my IRL job, but at least I can be an Ace Attorney. Well, girl, I have lost my job before as well too, and it does suck, but things will get better. I promise. So let's go ahead and raid on over to them. And thank you for stopping by, everybody. I want to make sure I get their name right. Hopefully that's correct. It is. And there is our raid command. We will continue this on Thursday. Again, I do appreciate you guys coming by and supporting it. Like, seriously, it does mean a lot. Because I know I'm streaming a lot more lately too, and I can't expect everyone to be here all the time, you know, but when you can stop by, I do notice it. We will continue this Thursday, and then Friday, we're going to be picking up Final Fantasy XIV. We're going to be starting over with a new character, but first, we're going to be watching this documentary. So Friday's going to be very chill. There's a documentary that this guy did about like that A Realm Reborn getting basically started over, like how it came to be. There's a lot of history with that game. It's very interesting. Because when 14 first came out, it was so bad that Square Enix redid it, basically. So if you'd like to find out about that, that's what we'll be doing Friday. And then I'll probably make my character and start a little bit, but it'll be very chill. And then Saturday and Sunday we'll be picking up Breath of the Wild again, and then hopefully we can finish this case by next Thursday. That's my plan. And then we'll be done with Ace Attorney, which is very sad. But have a good night, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Good night.